Ladies and gentlemen, it's Travis here, and welcome back to the SF Bay Area Sports Talk channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic night so far, and welcome to the 2022 World Series postgame Game 1 as the Philadelphia Phillies do complete the incredible comeback. Incredible comeback for them, winning this game 6-5. And what a comeback. I mean, give them a lot of credit. They were down 5-0 in this game. And when you look at the Astros being up 5-0, they had Justin Verlander pitching. You felt pretty confident if you're an Astros fan being in that situation. But nevertheless, the Phillies, they continue on an unbelievable run. I mean, if you look at before the playoffs or even before the season, I don't think a lot of people had the Phillies written down as a team to go to the World Series and to be in the position that they're in now. They have really got it done in crunch time, and that's what they did tonight. Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show. Glad you joined us tonight. What an exciting World Series game this was. If this was a preview of how the rest of the series is going to go, we are in for an incredible treat because this was just a very exciting baseball game. When you looked at, how close this was, it goes into extra innings. And right there at the very end, I mean, the Astros, they had an opportunity there, and it looked like maybe they were going to cash in. Kyle Tucker or Alex Bregman gets the one-out double in the bottom of the 10th. Kyle Tucker, who had 2 home runs in the game. What an incredible game for him. He continues to get it done in the postseason. So really impressive seeing what Kyle Tucker has been able to do. He's up there in the bottom of the 10th with an opportunity to win the game or even tie the game for the Astros. But he strikes out, and then Diaz, he ends up grounding out to end the game there after Gurriel walks. And so there you go. The Phillies, they complete the comeback. They get the 1-run win, 6-5 in extra innings. So congrats to the Phillies and their fans on this Game 1 win. Obviously, plenty of series left, and I think this is going to be a very close series. Definitely would love to share my predictions. Obviously, this is following Game 1, so I think that this series will go to Game 7. That is my prediction, and I've got the Astros winning in 7 games. I think that they find a way to get it done. They got so much talent. I mean, you look at that lineup with Jose Altuve, with Gurriel, with all Yordan Alvarez you got in that lineup. You got Kyle Tucker. So that is a stacked lineup, and I think this is going to be a very close series. So it's going to be exciting, very exciting. Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show. How's everyone doing tonight? Would love to hear your thoughts on the game, how you think the series is going to go. I think we are in for a treat. I think that this World Series is going to go 7 games. I think it's going to be very close, very competitive. And just like what we saw in tonight's Game 1, I think you're going to see a lot of that throughout the rest of this series. But what a win for the Phillies. If you're a Phillies fan, this was a sweet win to get, especially after trailing 5-0. I think the statistic up their teams are 588-18 when leading by 5 or more runs in a World Series game. So what we saw was something we don't see very often, a team coming back down 5 runs in a World Series game. So tip your cap to the Phillies to get that done tonight. Dusty Baker in the Houston Astros, they will look to find a way to get a win in Game 2 to tie this series up. So continuing to break down this game, welcome in, everyone. Glad you joined us. How's everyone doing tonight? Justin Verlander, he made the start for the Astros, and the Phillies were able to get to him. Verlander goes 5 innings, gives up 5 earned runs, allows 6 hits, 2 walks, did strike out 5. And then for the Phillies, you had the right-hander Aaron Nola. He goes 4 1/3 innings, and the Astros were able to light him up as well. He gives up 5 earned runs, 6 hits, and he also has 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. So this was a bullpen game. And when you look at, if you look at, the what the Phillies, give them credit, what they were able to do after allowing the 5 runs early. The Phillies bullpen shut down the Astros all the way through the game. So you give them a lot of credit because, this very easily, this game could have gotten out of hand. So you give credit to the Phillies bullpen, keeping this game close and giving the Phillies that opportunity to be able to make a comeback. So give credit to their bullpen. When you look at the comeback, let's see how we got to the Astros getting out to a big lead in the bottom of the second. Kyle Tucker, he would hit his first home run of 2 home runs in the game. So Astros go up 1-0. And then Martin Maldonado, he comes up with an RBI single in that bottom of the second. The Astros go up 2-0. Then as we go to the bottom of the third inning, Kyle Tucker, he hits his second home run of the game. So what a great game for Tucker. He has 3 hits in the game. And just as we mentioned, had an opportunity in the bottom of the 10th, maybe to get a 4th hit or even a 3rd home run. I mean, he has been having that kind of a World Series game. And seeing him hit 2 home runs gets me thinking back to Pablo Sandoval with the Giants when he hit 3 home runs in the 2012 World Series in Game 1 10 years ago. So really interesting when you look at that, how here we are 10 years later in Game 1 of a World Series. Even though we didn't see 3 home runs, we saw Tucker hit 2 home runs in the game. So this was a really impressive game. A lot of things that you don't see happen very often. So this was as good as it gets when it comes to a baseball game and on the biggest stage in Game 1 of the World Series. Just a lot of fun. Love to hear everyone's thoughts on the game. Appreciate everyone checking in to the post-game show tonight as we're breaking down Game 1 of the 2022 World Series. The Philadelphia Phillies do get the come-from-behind win, defeating the Houston Astros 6-5. A very impressive comeback for the Phillies. And continuing to break down how the stats of the game. So in the bottom of the third inning, Kyle Tucker, he hits his second home run of the game, a 3-run home run, and that would put the Astros up 5-0. And with Justin Verlander on the mound, if you're an Astros fan, you're feeling good in that situation. You're feeling confident, and so you give credit to the Phillies. The fact that they were able to come back in this game, fight back to tie the game, and then even with the Astros, mounting a little bit of a rally there late in the game, Robertson is able to pitch through the traffic in the bottom of the 10th inning, and the Phillies get the 1-run win. And I think this is going to be a very close World Series. This was definitely a treat in Game 1. And if this series ends up going similar to how this game played out, we are definitely in for a treat. This is going to be a very fun World Series to watch. Just as Game 1 was very exciting. Went all the way to the very end. I mean, you had a lot of offense in this game. So, usually you would see, starting pitchers doing a good job, the aces. And so the fact that the offense absolutely came alive for both teams in this game, this ended up being a bullpen game. And for the Phillies for their bullpen, to keep the Astros at 5 runs. They did a really good job, and that gave their offense an opportunity to be able to come back in this game. So it was very impressive the way that they were able to come back, especially with how hot the Astros had started. So again, they were in a very good position, up 5-0, and you're feeling like, you got Justin Verlander on the mound, so you were feeling good, and the Phillies, they are able to mount a impressive comeback. Welcome in everyone to the post-game show. Glad you joined us tonight as we're breaking down Game 1 of the 2022 World Series. The Philadelphia Phillies do get the come-from-behind win. They trailed 5-0 in this game. They're able to come back all the way back from being down 5-0 to get the one-run victory, 6-5 against the Houston Astros. So very exciting game. If we're looking at the comeback for the Phillies, so after the Astros went up 5-0 on Kyle Tucker's second home run of the game, a 3-run home run in the bottom of the third inning, we go to the top of the fourth inning. Nick Castellanos, he gets the Phillies on the board with an RBI single. That would make it a 5-1 game. And then Baum would come up. We got Alex Baum with a 2-run double. And that would make it a 5-3 game there. And we go to the top of the fifth inning. JT Realmuto. I mean, what an incredible game. What an incredible game for him. He comes up with a big 2-run double to tie the game in the top of the fifth inning. And so that makes it all knotted up at 5. And then in the top of the 10th inning, JT Realmuto delivers again. He hits the go-ahead game-winning home run, a solo home run going to the opposite field. Very impressive home run, and he's got that kind of power to go opposite field. So it just barely got over the wall there in right field. So the Phillies end up going up 6-5, and of course the Astros did threaten in the bottom of the 10th. You had Alex Bregman get a 1-out double, so that put him in scoring position. The Astros had an opportunity. Kyle Tucker ends up striking out. He, of course, had the big game, 3 hits and 2 home runs. Gurriel comes up next. He ends up walking, and so you got 2 on with 2 out, and Diaz comes up to the plate, and there is a wild pitch in the at-bat, and so the tying run goes to third, the winning run goes to second. So now you're in this position for Diaz where he gets a base hit, his team will win. If he makes an out there, and his team will lose. And so he, unfortunately, for the Astros there, he ends up grounding out to end the game. And the Phillies get the 1-run 6-5 victory here in Game 1 of the World Series. So welcome everyone to the post-game show. Really good to see everyone checking in. We got 10 live viewers in the house. That is absolutely incredible. The support has just been tremendous. So thank you, each and every one of you, checking in, taking time, precious, valuable time out of your day to check into the post-game show tonight. Really means a lot to me, so appreciate that. We are going to be taking a look at pitching probable matchups coming up for Game 2. So I'm actually going to be pulling that up right now. So it will be interesting to see what kind of pitching matchup we have in Game 2. And this will be a big game. I mean, with the Phillies getting this big win, come from behind win, they've got incredible momentum. And, if you're a Phillies fan, you definitely would look to see them ride this momentum into Game 2 tomorrow. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And for the Astros, this is going to be a big game. I mean, you lose Game 1 at home. It's not a good feeling. but you can't afford to go down 2-0 in the series. So it's not a must-win in Game 2, but certainly you would like to tie the series going back to Philadelphia for Games 3, 4, and 5. So I am trying to pull up here the pitching probable matchups. So we will be getting the update here shortly. But continuing to break down the stats of this game. So for the Phillies, JT Realmuto, the big game. I mean, he gets the 2-run double to tie the game in the 5th, and then he hits the game-winning home run in the top of the 10th inning. Does so in very impressive fashion as he goes opposite field to right field to hit that home run. So really impressive, And the Phillies, they get the 1-run win, and what a comeback. When you can come back down 5 runs on the road, that definitely shows a lot of grit. It shows what your team is made out of. And, I mean, this is what the Phillies have been doing this year. Like we said, nobody was expecting them to be here. And, this Phillies team, when I see them play, I mean, they remind me a little bit of how the San Francisco Giants played in 2010. We were in a similar situation. We got into the playoffs, and, not a lot of people were looking at us. And, we ended up, of course, playing and beating this Philadelphia Phillies team in the NLCS. That was a series where everyone was picking against us. And, on paper, when you looked at the Phillies rotation at that time, so again, this Phillies team, they are relishing. I mean, they are playing so well as an underdog. So it's really impressive. So we do got the pitching matchups. A former Giant will be taking the mound for the Phillies. Right-hander Zach Wheeler, who has had an incredible postseason so far with a 1-1 record, with a 1.78 ERA and 25 strikeouts. And he'll be opposing left-hander Framber Valdez of the Astros, who is 1-0 with a 1.42 ERA and 15 strikeouts this postseason. So we got an incredible pitching matchup in Game 2. So it's going to be very interesting. Will we see another explosive offensive game, or will Game 2 end up being a pitcher's duel, just as maybe we thought we were going to see here tonight in Game 1. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to get to picks for Game 2 coming up. I do think the Astros will get this win here tomorrow. I feel like, yes, this was a tough loss for them. When you're up 5-0, it really hurts. But if you're an Astros fan, you're thankful that this happened in Game 1 of the World Series, not in, say, Game 5, 6, or 7, or down the line in the series. So I do think the Astros find a way to get the win in Game 2. I do think it will be a low-scoring game. So I've got the Astros winning Game 2, 3-2. That is going to be my prediction. I would love to hear your thoughts out there, everyone. What you're thinking, what you're predicting in this World Series. For the whole series, I do think the Houston Astros will be winning this World Series. I think it's going to go to Game 7. So I'm picking the Astros in Game 7 to win this World Series. I think it's going to be a very close World Series. And just like what we saw tonight in Game 1, very exciting, very close game. So definitely I think we're going to be in for a treat this World Series. So let's see what happens. Good luck to both teams, to the Phillies and Astros. Definitely exciting as a baseball fan to see, how much fun that this Game 1 was. It was, again, a very exciting game. So much action. You had a ton of offense. The bullpens did a good job on both sides. And, I mean, yeah, it's... of course, the Astros bullpen, they struggled. They allowed the Phillies to come back But give credit to the Phillies bullpen. They were able to limit the damage even after the Astros had put up 5 runs in the game. The Phillies didn't allow them to score anymore, and that gave the Phillies offense an opportunity to be able to come back in this game. So this was an exciting game, very exciting game. So appreciate everyone checking in as we are breaking down Game 1 of the 2022 World Series. The Philadelphia Phillies, they get the come from behind win. They trailed by 5 runs in this game. They trailed 5-0. They find a way to come back in this game to tie the game at 5, and then in extra innings they go ahead on a JT Realmuto game-winning home run. He goes opposite field in the top of the 10th inning. Very impressive swing of the bat, and that puts the Phillies up 6-5, and they are able to get through that bottom of the 10th inning. A lot of traffic on the base pass, so give credit to them. What's going on, Will Cheese? How's it going? Appreciate you checking in. If Wheeler is able to go 7+ tomorrow, Astros might be in trouble. I agree with you. Great point there. This is going to be a big swing game in Game 2. I mean, the Phillies, they are riding the momentum right now. And look, I know what it's like seeing Zach Wheeler when he is on top of his game. It's so hard for me, of course, being a Giants fan, seeing him. It's great to see him have a lot of success, but obviously hurts being that, we traded him back in 2011. But, love to see him having great success, Zach Wheeler out there. Good for him, So I think, he's such a good pitcher, and, he has great command of all of his pitches. I think he works with 4 pitches there. Got filthy stuff, good fastball. So I think he very well could have a great game tomorrow, and the Astros could be in trouble if they're not able to get to Zach Wheeler. So it's going to be interesting. This is a big game tomorrow. To see how this series is going to play. Will the Phillies ride this momentum and Zach Wheeler pitch well tomorrow? Will they get to a Game 2 win, or will the Astros be able to respond and tie the series up tomorrow? So I can't wait. It's going to be a fun game tomorrow. We got an incredible pitching matchup with the right-hander Zach Wheeler taking on the left-hander Framer Valdez. So let's see what happens. I think it's a very important game for the Astros in that, you come off this rough loss tonight. You don't want to fall 2-0 in the series. So big game being that you're at home, and let's see what they can do. So I think a lot to look forward to in tomorrow's game. And again, I think, give credit to the Phillies tonight. To come back down 5 runs, very impressive. And their bullpen, they deserve a lot of credit. To keep this game close, to not allow the Astros to continue to add on, because after the 3rd inning, the Astros did not score the rest of the game. So Phillies bullpen, they absolutely shut down this very potent Astros offense. So that was very impressive, So what a win for the Phillies tonight. Let's see what happens in Game 2. Best of luck to both teams. I want to see a great World Series, and this Game 1 certainly lived up to it. It was a very exciting game, so much action, and it goes into extra innings, and all the way to the last out. There were so many tense moments, and there's nothing like it as a baseball fan and as a player. To play in these kind of games on the biggest stage. So it was really great to see. Please do not spam the chat. I really appreciate everyone checking in. Welcome into the post-game show. Glad you joined us tonight as we're breaking down Game 1 of this 2022 World Series. The Philadelphia Phillies, they complete the comeback. They come from behind, down 5 runs to get the 1-run victory, 6-5 against the Houston Astros. So what a win for the Phillies tonight. They get the Game 1 win, and we are going to get to our picks of the game. So I'd love to hear who you're taking as the pick of the game. And for my pick of the game, I'm going to go with JT Realmuto. I mean, this guy, I've always, admired how good of a player he is. Seeing him from afar, he does a great job at catcher and also with the bat, and so I think when you see his power, that home run in the top of the 10th inning, very impressive. He goes opposite field, so it gives you an idea with what he can do with his power, going to the opposite field with authority. So I'm going to take JT Realmuto. He also gets the big hit, huge hit in the top of the 5th inning, a 2-run double, and that tied the game at 5, completing the Phillies comeback. And then the Phillies go up 6-5 on JT Realmuto's home run to the opposite field in the top of the 10th inning. And Robertson is able to work through the traffic in the bottom of the 10th inning. So I'm going to take JT Realmuto as my pick of the game. Certainly other mentions, definitely Kyle Tucker of the Astros. He's definitely worthy of pick of the game. 3 hits tonight and hits 2 home runs. He's always getting it done in the postseason. He's a fun player to watch. So what a game. Looking forward to the rest of this World Series. It's going to be a fun one. Let's see what happens in Game 2 with the pitching matchup. Right-hander Zach Wheeler will be taking on left-hander Framer Valdez tomorrow at 8:03 Eastern, 5:03 p.m. Pacific time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you everyone so much for checking out tonight's post-game show. And before we wrap up, if you see my good friend Eric, the legend, Hum Baby Baseball, if you see him live for the World Series post-game show, definitely be sure to check out his channel. You don't want to miss it. For all things San Francisco Giants and all things baseball, he's got you covered there. So definitely check out his channel for incredible content at Hum Baby Baseball. So appreciate everyone checking in to tonight's post game. Let's make some noise for that YouTube algorithm, and let's smash up the like button. Thank you everyone so much for this incredible support. Really means a lot to me. I would not be here without each and every one of you. I would not be here without your support. I would just be a guy talking to the camera. So it really means a lot to me. For everyone checking into the post-game show, taking valuable time out of your day to check into the post-game. So thank you so much, everyone. If you enjoy these Major League Baseball post-game shows, we're going to have you covered here during the World Series. After every game, we will have you covered here. So definitely, if you don't want to miss it, be sure to have that notification bell turned on so you can be notified when I'm going live for the next post-game show. So thank you so much again, everyone. Appreciate all the support. What a game it was tonight as the Philadelphia Phillies, they get the Game 1 win. They trailed by 5 runs in this game. What an incredible comeback for them. They get the 1-run victory, 6-5. So it was an incredible start to this World Series game. So thank you so much again, everyone. Appreciate welcome in Adam Sampson. Congrats on the win. Definitely, I could see the excitement there. You're definitely feeling great for after this win. So best of luck the rest of the series. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what happens. Best of luck to both teams, to the Phillies and Astros. What a game it was tonight. Thank you everyone so much for checking out the post-game show. Hope everyone has a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow for the post-game. Have a great one. Take care.